Hello and welcome back to the Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time. So, we are now starting the Forest Temple. And we're immediately greeted by a pair of Wolfos. And they're just as easy as they were before. It doesn't matter which weapon, whether it's the big Goron sword or the Master Sword that you use. They'll go down in one hit if you wait for them to swipe and do a jump attack. So, don't worry too much about that if you haven't gotten the big Goron sword. Now, the first thing that we need to do is climb up these vines on the side wall because, well, first we've got Skulltula scratching around on the wall. Okay, and then you need to carefully make your way over here just a little bit, and you'll see a chest. If you hookshot over to it and open it up, we have a small key. So this is a new mechanic for the temples that wasn't in the dungeons before. So as you go through, you'll find keys in there, kind of what progress you through and create roadblocks, things like that. Now, one thing I want to point out with the hookshot is with Skulltulas, you don't need to wait for them to turn around. Now you can just hit them right through the front of the spider now. Okay, and as we come to the center section, these 4 colored torches are going to turn into different colored Poes. These are the Poe sisters, so we're going to have to hunt down all 4 of them as we go through the dungeons. So they'll split off into the various corners, and we're just gonna kind of carry on our own merry little way. So, is it this wall? No, not this wall. It's one of these walls, I do believe. Or I could be wrong. Maybe it's this wall I'm thinking of. One of these walls has another Skulltula on it. Oh, yeah, I just saw it in the corner of the screen. Okay, so that's 2 of the tokens. Okay, now this is a bubble. These guys, when they have that aura around them, you can't do anything to them, so you need to find a way to get that to disappear. One of the faster ways is to use your shield. Another thing you can use is Deku Nuts, so that's another reason why they can be very useful. Okay. Oh, look at them dodging skills. Oh, there we go. Haha. That's how we use our skills. Okay, so in here we're going to get our second small key. And in these pots, if you do need a fairy, there is one available here. So just something to keep in mind when you're going through. If you're a little low on health at this point for whatever reason. Yeah. So, see, the Deku Nuts, they make pretty quick work of the bubbles. So, definitely a trick you want to keep in mind as you go through this, because you will see them a few times. Okay, so just like any other time that you see a block of time, you want to use the Song of Time to clear it out of your way. Oh, one thing to make a note, the Deku Babas, if they're in that upright position, when, I guess that doesn't work on them. Oh, that works just as easy. The Deku Babas, even though we can't use the Deku sticks, if you use a Deku Nut and put them in an upright position, they will still drop the the Deku sticks if you defeat them that way. So just keep that in mind if you need to collect some. We're going to be very careful climbing up this ledge because the one Skulltula will be able to see us, and if it does see us, it will charge at us just like that. So, got to be a little bit careful, have a little bit of patience with it. Bearing in mind that the eyes of the Skulltula are actually where the mouth of the skull is, so... Nailed it! Yeah, sometimes you just gotta sneak by him. And down goes the bubble, just like that. And we get our first big chest of the dungeon. And it is the dungeon map, so that obviously is very useful. Become much more useful once we get the compass, so... I don't know why that Skulltula is there. He's completely ignorable. We're going to press this switch, and it's going to drain the well. And from here, we just hop down. And there's another Octorok. Oh, can't believe I got that. That was pretty lucky. Yeah, so, again, we'll still drop a Deku stick that we can pick up, even if we don't, even if we pick it up when we can't use it, so that's always nice, because I'm already full of Deku nuts, so I don't need it to drop more of those right now. A couple hearts for recovery along the way, and the whole reason why we needed to come down here, another small chest. So there we go, that's 3 small keys. Now the one problem with, I find particularly the forest temple, is if you forget a step along the way or something, it can be a little bit of a maze to figure out where you need to go and backtrack to if you do. So, so as you go play more playthroughs of the game, it does get a little bit easier, but again, backtracking can be a little bit of a pain sometimes. Alright, next up, we've got another Skulltula to take care of that nice and easy. Haha, haha. Yeah, like I said, the Deku Nut is a very underrated and underused tool. A lot of enemies drop them. They're relatively inexpensive if you need to purchase some, but I always recommend make use of them, and make a lot of use of them. So now we've got a little bit of a block puzzle here to figure out. Not that it's overly complex or anything like that. Okay, and once you hear the big thud, you know it's up against the wall. We'll just take a quick trip up here. And we're gonna go like this. We're just gonna preset this block so that we don't have to backtrack and come back up here to move it back into position. We'll go back the way we came. We'll come around the outside here and we'll just push this until it falls into its little slot. And now we make the climb. I do like that this temple makes pretty good use. Actually, most of them make pretty good use of vertical space. They're not just two-dimensional, so that makes them a lot more fun. And we'll keep climbing up, and we can hear more bubbles floating around. Okay. That's one down. Oh. Luckily, unlike Majora's Mask, these guys don't jinx you, so that's kind of nice. Corridor is all twisted. Yeah, we got that memo. And she's gonna pipe up again, so watch for the shadows of the monsters that hang from the ceiling. So those are wall masters. If you do wander around this room too much, you'll notice a shadow coming down towards you, so try to stay moving when that happens, or just pull out Din's Fire. That's really honestly the easiest way to deal with them. But if you don't, then they'll pick you up and they'll take you all the way back to the beginning of the dungeon, so I don't think I need to explain why that would be a pain. And this is why we like the big Goron sword. Makes quick work of a lot of enemies. Oh yeah, there we go. So satisfying when a battle goes well. Okay, now it's just remembering which way I came in. I'm pretty sure, I want to say it was the door to my right, because this is one of the ways where you can get stuck backtracking if you don't go back and do this part properly. Without your compass, it does make it a little bit more difficult if you don't pay attention to which door you came in. The easiest way to remember is if you go through the door and... No, this is not it. You can generally tell once you get used to the room, the orientation of it, but the easiest way to confirm it is if you go to the picture and see the Poe, you're looking for the blue one first. Nope. So that was the correct... Or no, it's the red one first. So we're going to make use of our... Oh. Let me figure it out. So we're going to make use of the fairy bow. The whole point here is stand on this landing on the stairs, and eventually the Poe will move to the other portraits because you're too close to that one. She gets stuck at that one, nice and easy. Then... Oh. I don't know why I did that. So you can use arrows, but use your Deku Nuts to get her to reappear faster. And yeah, then you can use the big Goron sword and make very quick work of her. Oh, I should have used Navi, because each of these Poe sisters does have a name. And we continue on our merry little way. And for this one, it's going to be the exact same thing, so she's going to appear in the pictures. Just shoot the one that she's at. She'll move to the other one. Oh. And then you just shoot the one you were standing in front of. So this Poe sister is Beth. And there we go. So you can shoot them. That's the actual intended way for you to fight the Poe sisters. Like I said, if you have the big Goron sword, just use that. It will make very quick work of them, so... Alrighty, lots of hearts and arrows. And our third big chest of the dungeon. So, if you remember from previous dungeons, that means the only thing left for us to collect is the compass. So, Yeah, now we can see the locations of lots of things like chests, which door we came in on, which if we had had it before the last room, then that would have made figuring out which door we needed to go back through easier. Alrighty, and we have another one of those weird twisted rooms. Watch for the shadows of the monsters that hang from the ceiling. Yeah, those monsters that hang from the ceiling, when you are just a kid, they are freaky. And I just realized I have to backtrack. Because if you noticed that twisting corridor that we had gone through, there was an eye switch just above it. So once you collect the fairy bow, you can now make use of those. So the gold ones when we were a kid were activated through the slingshot, but the silver ones when we're an adult, or gray ones, whatever they are, those are activated by the fairy bow. So we'll go all the way back this way. Do a nice little hop here. I love the background music in this temple. It's just so cool. There we go. My thumbs would stop just panicking and just doing things. I find that happens to me a lot. When I play video games, if I start to panic or get frustrated, my thumbs just start doing things and nothing measurably productive, so that can get a little bit annoying. Alrighty, now we're going to hop down, and we have, for the first time, a nice big blue chest with gold decorations. Oh. And this, we will have to collect at each of the dungeons. This is the boss key, so you need this to get to the final room of the dungeon. Now I have to hit A and try and roll out of the way. Oh, I thought he was going to get me. So yeah, that's a wall master. That's what'll pick you up and take you back to the front of the dungeon. And as a kid, that was terrifying when that happened to me the first time. My dad and cousin had played this game like a lot before I had gotten anywhere near this part of the game. And they never told me about it, but they made sure that I was around when that they were around when I figured it out, and they laughed pretty hard. It took a couple days before I tried to play the game again. So now we're gonna hop across here, because over here on this wall, probably hear it. We have, where is he? There it is. Oh, there. Oh, come on. Apparently the hitbox isn't lined up with the character model on that. Oh, right. I don't have a way to defend. Only attack. Wow. I don't know why that was so hard. And we have in here a floor master. So unlike the one that falls from the ceiling, it will crawl around the floor, and then those three will split off from it. You need to kill them before they latch onto you, because they'll drain your health, and then they'll regrow back to full size, and then you have to divide that one by 3 and kill them all. So yeah, that can get out of hand and take you down pretty quickly if you're not prepared for them. The easiest way to deal with that thing is to attack the big one. When it splits off, use Din's Fire, and it'll get all 3 of them. So that's your quick way to do that. I didn't need to attack him, but it was there, so why not? And then what we have to do is crawl right back up to the top. Just like this. And Just like we did before, we're going right back up to the room with the 2 bubbles that are floating around with the eye switch. We need to activate it again so it'll twist the hallway and take us back to where we were looking to go. So, need to go this way. Also, the one thing about the Deku Nut, I noticed it's got a pretty wide range, so you don't even really have to get that close to an enemy to stun it. Oh. Again, just panic hit and stuff. So now it retwists the hallway. So yeah, I'm gonna try and keep the temples to a single video where I can. And I'm gonna try and do my best to streamline getting through them as best I can so that they're not abhorrently long. Even after editing, the big Goron Sword Quest video was a lot longer than I had hoped it would be. But I just felt it was necessary to include in there what I did just so that the following video would be an appropriate size. So, yeah. We don't really have a whole lot more left of this dungeon. We're most of the way through it. Okay. Now we have green bubbles. No different than the blue one. Alrighty. We get into this back room here. And we got a little bit of a puzzle here. So, this eye is frozen in ice. We can't do anything to it. So, what we need to do is be aiming at the eye when we go to shoot through the flame, and that'll light the arrow on fire and melt the eye. So it'll look something like this. Now, as long as you melt the ice, nearest I can tell, even if you don't hit the actual switch, it will still it'll still give you the switch activations. So you don't have to be really precise with it, but I could see how that would tie somebody up a little bit. It is a little bit wonky. Okay. We're gonna, oh, I guess instead of jump, climb down the ladder. And then we drop down this hole. Now there's a room back here that you want to go into. And where this takes you is back out here. Now, we were in this room previously. There's a Skulltula, I believe, on the outside wall here that I forgot to grab, so I'm gonna have to come grab it later. But this is a short way back to the beginning of the temple if you, for any reason, need to do that, so. That's gonna be a bit of a pain. Over there. I want to try and get all these guys so that they don't tie you up, because it'll do you no good when you're trying to run through here. Oh, come on. I know it's there. Whatever. Link, watch out for the seal. Watch out. The ceiling is falling down. So, yes. So you need to run to this switch. You really need to plan out where you're gonna go. And don't try to beat out the ceiling. This is done a lot easier if you just take your time, don't rush. And easy peasy. So for this pose, sister, it's going to work a little bit differently. We're going to shoot that portrait, and then 4 blocks are going to come down, and we're going to have to put them together in a predetermined set of times. So the easiest way to do this is to remember that you need to move these in groups of 3. So I've moved that one 3. I'm just going to move this guy just out of the way enough. That piece isn't part of the puzzle, it's just there to be in your way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, yeah, if you noticed, all of these movements are in multiples of 3. And that makes this puzzle a lot easier. If you don't successfully do this in the time frame, leave and come back, because all that happens is that the pieces flip, and then they become significantly more difficult to deal with. So you're better off just resetting the puzzle altogether. Oh, this one's name is Amy. So I think the one I missed, the red one, its name is Joelle. Oh. Yeah, I keep forgetting that for this one, you have to be a lot more accurate with your timing. Ah. There we go. Yeah, the green one definitely has a lot smaller of a time frame that you can hit it with, so yeah, you definitely want to stay on the ball with that. Alrighty, a rupee and some arrows. And we are now back at the main entrance, so now that we've defeated 3 of the Poe sisters, we need to take care of the final one. And this one's name is Meg, so what's going to happen is she's going to split into, she's going to split into 4 ghosts, and the real one will make an extra spin, and that's the one that you need to shoot with your arrow. Okay. So, this Poe sister isn't particularly difficult, you just have to have a pretty good reaction time. If you do get the wrong one, just be ready to draw your shield, and you shouldn't have too many problems. It just may take a little bit to defeat the sister. Now, before I continue on down the elevator, there is a spot I want to go back to real quick, and that's just over here. Do-do-do. No, go away. And, oh, I want to go over to the well. That's right. Because I'm just going to run back and go grab that skulltula that I missed beforehand, just so I don't have to come back and collect it later. Do-do-do. Use the ladder to climb back out. It's an interesting design choice that I never noticed before. One end of this has a vine, the other one has a ladder, so yeah, just one of those small things. We'll go up here. Ignore the Deku Baba. Oh, right out of the air. That was unfortunate. Ow. And yeah, this will just take us right back up front, so I figured better to do it there than having to come back to it. And then this puzzle, not much of a puzzle, more just a time waster. So basically what we have to do is spin these blocks, and you want to pick one direction. I always go counterclockwise. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it makes that much of a difference. But yeah, there's 2 openings. You just want to check them both. to make sure you're getting everything. But here's a switch. It'll open up a gate on another spot. We give it another push. And it'll move another, I believe it's 1/8. I think it's divided by. And we can hear Skulltula. Oh, it's got to be hidden behind one of the other walls. Then we keep going counterclockwise. Go towards whichever opening. This is going to be some arrows because you're going to need them for the boss. So this is the game's way of making sure you're prepared. It's not many arrows, but you've got some, so. Up there. And I do believe this is the last one. Yes, so we now have all of the Skulltulas for the Forest Temple. And we'll spin it again. One more switch. And off we go to the boss. No preparations, no nothing. We're just gonna full steam right in here. Just get the last of the dungeon over and done with. So what you need to do is come into this battle area, and then you need to go try and leave, and it'll activate the cutscene. Oh no, it's Ganondorf! No, it's not actually. It is actually the evil spirit from beyond, Phantom Ganon. So Phantom Ganon isn't particularly difficult, but it does take a little bit of flair. So you need to stand in the middle here, and you want to look at the paintings because there's going to be one real one and one fake one. And you'll need to shoot the real one, or if you pick wrong and he comes through the painting, you just got to get out of the way as quick as you can. He does hit pretty hard, so if you've got a good eye, this is a little bit easier, because as the real one gets closer, he'll get more detailed a lot quicker, so just got to kind of have that eye for detail and a little bit of good reflex. And after 3, basically going to play a dangerous game of tennis with him. There's no real good spot for this. You just got to pick where it's comfortable. That attack does come at you at a bit of an awkward speed. So, and as the volleys go back and forth, it'll speed up, so that becomes problematic, and a lot of people I could see struggling with that. It is a bit of a difficulty spike from previous bosses. But I made pretty quick work of that, so I'll take that. Hey kid, you did quite well. Looks like you may be gaining some slight skill. But you have defeated only my phantom. When you fight the real me, it won't be so easy. What a worthless creation. What a worthless creation that ghost was. I will banish it to the gap between dimensions. Well, that's a little bit harsh, but I mean, it's your day, dude. You do what you want with it. The world is your oyster. I believe in you. So now that we've defeated Phantom Ganon, we get another heart container, just like the previous dungeons. And we have completed the Forest Temple. So after we defeat each dungeon, we will go back to the Chamber of Sages each time. And we are about to reunite with a familiar face. Not that this should come as a surprise to anybody if they're kind of following the storyline. Thank you. Because of you, I could awaken as a sage. I am Soraya, the sage of the Forest Temple. I always believed that you would come, because I know you. No, you don't have to explain it to me. Because it is destiny that you and I can't live in the same world. I will stay here as the Forest Sage and help you. Now, please take this medallion. Okay, so we received the Forest Medallion. Soraya awakens as a sage and adds her power to yours. So, yeah. So that's the basic rundown of how each of these dungeons will go. So it'll be a very basic rinse and repeat through most of the story for this. Uh-oh. That's a little bit of an overreaction, but I could see it startling Link, but that was a bit much. Hi there, I'm the Deku Tree Sprout. Because you and Soraya broke the curse on the Forest Temple, I can grow and flourish. Thanks a lot. Hey, have you seen your old friends? None of them recognized you with your grown-up body, did they? That's because the Kokiri never grow up. Even after 7 years, they're still kids. You must be wondering why only you have grown up. Well, as you might have already guessed, you are not a Kokiri. You are actually a Hylian. I am happy to finally reveal this secret to you. Some time ago, before the King of Hyrule unified this country, there was a fierce war in our world. One day, to escape from the fires of the war, a Hylian mother and her baby boy entered this forbidden forest. The mother was gravely injured. Her only choice was to entrust the child to the Deku Tree, the guardian spirit of the forest. The Deku Tree could sense that this was a child of destiny, whose fate would affect the entire world, so he took him into the forest. After the mother passed away, the baby was raised as a Kokiri, and now, finally, the day of destiny has come. You are a Hylian and were always bound to leave this forest. And now, you have learned your own destiny, so you know what you must do. That's right, you must save the land of Hyrule. Now, Link, break the curses on all of the temples and return peace to Hyrule. Alright, well, no pressure there, so yeah. That was the Forest Temple, so we've got one down, and I believe that's, by count, 4 more to go, so we're plugging along the game nicely. On the next video, we do have a few things that we're going to take care of as we unlock each dungeon and gather the item in that dungeon. The world will open up a little bit more and a little bit more, so between the temples, we will have stuff that we will do, so the next one, I do believe we will be going back in time to being a kid. So yeah, we can look forward to doing that. But if you did like the video, please drop a like. If you really liked it, don't forget to subscribe on your way over to your next video so you don't miss all the updates. And until the next one, thank you and all the best.